You want...
Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Let me ask you a question. You guys like eggplant? Do you like roasted eggplant? Do you like garlic? Do you like onions? Do you like salt? Do you like pepper? Do you like olive oil? Do you like goat cheese? Does that sound great? All right, so that's what we're doing. We got 3 eggplants. So I diced up some eggplant already for you, okay? We've got 4 cloves of garlic. We've got a half of a golden onion. Salt, pepper, olive oil to taste. We're probably gonna use about a half of a cup of olive oil. And then we got about a half a pound of goat cheese. Unbelievable, okay? And then you got a pan. Now, I always like to use parchment paper because it saves you on the cleanup, okay? And then I'm gonna tent it. And the reason being is you're gonna get some moisture out of there, but you don't want everything else to burn right away, okay? So you're gonna use a tent so that'll keep the moisture coming from the eggplant, and it'll actually circulate under the aluminum foil so that it doesn't burn anything. We've got the oven preheated to about 400 degrees, okay? So just to give you a heads up. So does that sound great? So it's such a great side dish. You can add balsamic to it, you can add nuts to it, you can add a lot of different other mixtures to it, fennel. I've seen it made in a lot of different kind of preps, but this is a great portion side dish to tonight's dinner, which is going to be rosemary. We're going to do a roasted chicken with rosemary, lemon, garlic, butter. Oh my God, it's going to be great. Okay, so that being said, as I said, I got 3 eggplant going, so let's hit this one right here. I'm going to cut it up. And eggplants are great. They look like they'd be heavier, aren't they? But they're almost like filled with air, right? So you're gonna peel it. Now you don't have to peel it. This is one of my favorite Frank Sinatra songs, by the way. But you don't have to peel this. But I'm not a big fan of the skin of an eggplant. Sometimes, if it's not cooked all the way, you know, you bite in this beautiful tasting piece of eggplant that's all seasoned and roasted, and again, it gets caramelized. Obviously, if you guys have watched some of my videos, you'll realize there's a theme there. I love when things are roasted. I love when you get that caramelized feel. It's a deeper kind of, more complex flavor, if you will. And I love that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit and just break that up, peel it. Okay guys, what we want to do is we want to cut this up, okay? So I cut up a bunch in there already, and then what I basically cut up is 2 other eggplants. So I'm gonna quarter them. You can even go down a little bit more, but you don't want to cut these too thick, okay? So you want to cut them, I'd say certainly no more than a half of an inch, and I'm just going to cut them too. Now some of them, the worry here that you have, or the concern, is that on some of these, see if they're a little too big, they're going to take longer to cook than the other ones, alright? So what I'm going to do is cut these up, and then we're going to put some salt in this and mix it up. Only salt. Alright, and why do we do that? Because the salt will do 2 things. It'll draw moisture out of the eggplant, which is very important, and the other thing it'll do is it'll pull some bitterness. There's a little bitterness sometimes in an eggplant. So you'll see a lot of times when you're prepping eggplant for like eggplant parm, if you will, you're gonna spread the eggplant out, you're gonna layer it, salt it, wring it. You actually wring it out. It's so spongy, you know, there's so much moisture in here. So that'll help. It's not imperative that you do it, you don't have to do it, but we're gonna do it, okay? So there you go, all right? Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna put some generous portion of salt in there, right? Now you're not salting it for taste, so don't freak out, because you're gonna wash that off, okay? And then basically you're gonna stir it up. And what's really neat is the salt will draw the moisture out. And then when you come back half hour later, that's when you know you're doing a good stir job when stuff pops out of the pan like that. And then what's gonna happen is you're gonna have some fluid in there, okay? So again, don't get nervous. That's not our taste. That's a salty prep if that's what you're using. Alright, so what we're going to do essentially is we're just going to let that set for about a half of an hour. You can let it set longer, and then the moisture is going to come out of that, okay? And then after about a half hour, I'll step back with you guys, and I'll show you how to prep it, stir it, get it in the oven. Oh my God, it's going to taste great. I'll talk to you guys in a couple minutes. Hey guys, okay, got about a half hour, 45 minutes went by. I got a colander in here, okay? So what I'm going to do is dump this. You can see some of the liquid, see the water coming out? Isn't that awesome? And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rinse this off, rinse the pan out, okay? And you just get the salt off. You obviously don't wanna have it taste that salty, okay? So rinse it off really good, get all the salt off, dump it through there. And then we're gonna mix it, actually, or so. So I do it 2 or 3 times. And some people have asked me over the years, like, hey, doesn't that just put all the water back? It doesn't. So it's not like you're putting all the water back in the eggplant because it won't absorb back in there, okay? So give it a good dry. And then what we're gonna do, whoa, so you can do little tricks like that. It's kind of cool, isn't it? Practice with your gravity there. All right, so we're gonna pop that in there. I know I'm doing a good job because I did not drop 1 piece of eggplant. So I'm feeling good about myself today. All right, so we're gonna hit some pepper. So crank that. I keep telling you guys, fresh pepper, can't beat it. And now we're gonna put some salt in there. You're gonna probably use about a tablespoon, I'd say, give or take, okay? So we got salt, we got pepper, and then we're gonna put, doesn't really matter what order you put everything in, guys, because it's gonna all be mixed up, okay? So we got your olive oil, all right? Then we got our garlic. I love garlic. Garlic tastes great. You know, there's so many benefits to garlic. I was telling you guys that. So, if you want to do, if you're a close talker, you got to make sure that you like garlic when you're around me. I'm probably gonna eat a little garlic, so just to give you a heads up. All right. All right. Now we're just gonna mix that up, okay? Now while you're doing that, all you're doing is you're incorporating all the ingredients. Your salt, your pepper, right? Your olive oil, your onion, your garlic, and that's gonna all be coated. Whoa! What'd I tell you? I knew it. I thought I was feeling good today. I thought everything was gonna be great. I dropped a piece out of the bowl. It's an omen. I don't know what it means, but maybe it means something good. All right, and you're just gonna keep stirring that up. And that was Dean Martin, by the way. So you got Dean playing. Everything tastes better with Dean, doesn't it? Surprised a lot of people love Dean Martin. You know, I'll play Frank Sinatra and Dean will come on and people, oh, I lost an onion. I think what I'm gonna do there is throw a little bit more olive oil and I'll tell you why, what my logic is here. I wanna see a little bit of everything on the eggplant. I wanna see a little bit of pepper, a little bit of salt, and I don't see that. So that's why I'm adding a little bit more, okay? Just a little bit. And we had one guy, he doesn't want to go in the oven, but he is going to go in the oven, okay? I'm going to stir that up. And real easy, isn't this easy? It's fun. It smells good, all those smells. Whoop. Apparently I can't even get the spoon in there. I haven't even opened up the wine yet. Holy crap. Okay. That's good. Now I'm going to set this aside. And I'm going to bring my pan up. Okay. So what do I got? Parchment. I talked to you guys about that before. Saves your pan, so you don't have to clean it so much, okay? And you're gonna spread that real easy. Spread this right over the top. Now I've got that oven at 400 degrees. So what you'll find, you see how there's a lot of different sizes and shapes of your eggplant, your garlic. Oh, I gotta tell you, that smells really, really good. I mean, really good. Whoop. Lost another piece. Oh, and another piece of onion. I thought I was in better form today. I don't know. All right, so here we go. And you're just going to spread that out as evenly as you can. Don't worry that it's stacked on top of each other. Your goal here is to try to get it equally distributed, okay? So if it's 1 or 2 on top of each other, don't worry so much about that as is it the same thickness all the way through. And that's just for cooking, because you're not going to really be able to stir this on the oven. Oh, I lost another piece. I think I'm up to 5. Okay. I'll tell you the smell. You know, because you've got the freshly cut eggplant right now with the salt and the garlic. All right, so we got that going. Oh, that smells good. So now we're going to put that in the oven. All I'm going to do is 10 it, okay? And I'm going to just tap the corner there a little bit, okay? Just to hold it down. And now we'll take this off later, okay? And we're gonna put it in there anywhere from a half hour to 40 minutes. Again, what we're essentially doing is roasting it. So what happens is, oh, that's hot. Ooh! As I told you guys before, there's no forgiveness in that oven. So if you touch the side of that thing, you're burned. At 400 plus degrees, okay? So what we've got is we've got that in the oven. And again, when you roast things, what it does is it's caramelizing. It's cooking the sugars So it brings all that deep flavor. It breaks down the fiber of the food a little bit more, and it releases, with the steam being released, it releases a little bit more of its juices, of its flavors, of its aroma, gives it a much more complex deep flavor. So it's really exciting. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook that now for about 40 minutes. I'm gonna bring it out. When I bring it out, what we're gonna do is we're gonna prep it in a plate, and then we're gonna break up, if we have to add a little salt and pepper, which we probably won't, and we're gonna break it up in a plate, and then we're gonna break up some goat cheese. We're gonna stir that up with about 3/4, a little bit more of the goat cheese in there. And then when I'm done to display it or to plate it, I'm gonna take the fresh goat cheese, a little bit that I have left, break it, like crumble it on the top, hit it with a little Italian parsley. It's gonna be unbelievable. All right, I'll talk to you guys in a couple minutes. You guys ready? We got roasted eggplant with caramelized onion and garlic, olive oil, and salt. Oh, and we're gonna put some goat cheese on it. All right, so let's do it. So here you go. Now there's a lot of different ways you can do this. I've got that roasted chicken going in there, which got another video on roasted chicken with rosemary. To die for. All right, so there we go. We've got our 400 degree. Oh. How beautiful does that look, right? So that's our eggplant, okay? Doesn't that look just absolutely gorgeous? Oh my God, that smells so good, it's unbelievable. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna use this as my little hot pan, all right? And then we're gonna get a beautiful dish right here. We're gonna, a little Italian dish. And then what I'm gonna do is just spread it right in there. And remember I told you guys to use the parchment. See how nice it comes off the parchment? Doesn't stick. It's nice and dry. The moisture's gone. Oh my God. And see how it has, see how it's got some black? They're not burned. They're blackened or roasted, or, you know, you keep hearing me say the same thing, but that caramel, you don't want to leave that guy in there. See that black stuff right there? Oh, that smells good. And then don't leave any olive oil. And that olive oil now has got all the flavors. Oh, beautiful. Put that in the sink. There we go. Okay, so look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now this goat cheese is what we're going to put in there. That onion is really hot. I think I got 3rd-degree burn on my finger. But for the sake of... So I'm going to just mix this around, okay? Break it up a little. It's hot already, all right? And just going to mix that in there. You know, you can put figs in here. You can put tomatoes in here. There's a lot of different ways to make it, and it all kind of depends on what you have. And then what we're going to do is gently mix it and get that. Oh my God, it smells good. Okay, and just... Now you don't want to mix it up too much in the sense where you're breaking the eggplant, because the eggplant is still going to keep some of its shape, but let me grab another spoon there. Oh, ho, ho. That was Sinatra playing. Ho, ho. So what I like to do is I like to hit it with a little bit of the... As far as plating it, I like to hit it with a little bit of the, I can't even talk right now, this thing smells so good. So let me just, obviously being the trained cook in the house, it's up to me to taste it right now. So, there's a lot of jealous people in here right now. Oh my God. That is unbelievable. That's perfect. So now, what I told you to do, is leave just a little bit of the goat cheese as a dressing. I'm going to hit it with just a little bit of fresh olive oil. All right. I'll tell you, clean that up. Okay. Little bit. It doesn't need any salt, but I'm going to hit it with a little bit of pepper. Fresh ground, obviously, right? My little grinder. There it goes. And then I'm going to hit it with a little bit of the goat cheese. And just to plate it, it's nice to put some kind of fresh chunks on there, and then the heat of it will kind of break it up. Okay? Whoop. That's when you know you're doing a good job, when you're breaking stuff in the kitchen. This is when you wish you had more fingers. Okay? And then what we're going to do is a little Italian parsley. What's nice about Italian parsley, it's got like almost like a citrus flavor to it. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? You got caramelized onion, look at that. Is that absolutely fantastic? That goes with essentially any dish. It'll go really nice with a meat dish, especially a meat dish with a strong flavor, which we're going to use it with our rosemary roasted chicken, which is going to be great. Guys, thanks for joining me on a simple, but it's a very authentic, but one of my favorite dishes. Have a wonderful Sunday. Remember, family is the soul of your life. Enjoy, tune in. Don't forget to like our page. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Have a wonderful weekend. This is Sunday, so certainly we're going to enjoy a beautiful dinner with our family, and I'll talk to you guys in our next video. Thanks so much.